Welcome back to Star Trek Online, everybody. I'm your host, the Housecoat Gamer, and today we're taking a look at the Lo'laH-Class Dyson Destroyer. Yeah, as someone who's watched Farscape, the name kind of jumped out at me. Yeah, if you can name the reference there, congratulations. Just like the Kardashev, it's an evolution of the original Dyson lot. Ugh. Yeah, let's not get started on the cosmetic options. These ships are not exactly pretty to begin with. With the exception of the Romulan one. Obviously. This one is actually different than its Federation counterpart. Instead of having an engineering console, it's tactical, meaning you can actually shoot things. A miracle. That said, its Commander Universal is, I believe that's Command, while its primary science one is Intelligence. Other than that, it's got the same it's got the same bridge officer layout, but then again, it's a science destroyer, what can you do? That said, it does have something different. Starship traits. The protonic graviton surge. Because I'm not in space, it can't tell me how much I get. Basically, it sacrifices your secondary shields, see the last review on that one, for AoE proton damage within 5 kilometers. You know, if there were more proton weapons, consoles, and the like, this might be useful. It's not. Because I can count on one hand the number of proton weapons there are. And half of them are on the ground. That's depressing. The Proton Eruptor module is basically just the same. Fires more proton damage in basically a chain. Chain lightning. I may not have actually flown these ships, but I have way too much experience with their T5 counterparts. And I have to say, the T5 versions did not exactly impress me. In fact, the only real use I have for the T5 versions is Admiralty. I may sound like a broken record when it comes to that, but again, I am not a science driver. The only uses I see for science abilities are pinning enemies down and buffing and removing debuffs. But then again, I don't spend a great deal of EC on getting anything other than, well, what I need. Again, I am not a science driver. And the trait just seems worthless. There are very few abilities that grant secondary shields. And most of them are restricted to the Scimitar and the Dyson Destroyers, but that goes without saying. I've never seen anyone get secondary shield abilities. outside of those two. And I have pretty much almost every ship in the game. The only ones I don't are those that are impossible to get outside of Lockbox Roulette. And I'm not playing Rockbox Roulette. So, as far as I am concerned, the Sergeant trait is worthless. Though at least it's still better than the traditional Klingon one, where it doesn't even have a starship trait. Credit for that, at least. What do you think? Just remember, I'm not a science ship driver. I shoot things. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Housecoat Gaming, signing off.